We are more than a butchery. We provide quality meat. We craft our services and workmanship to meet family needs. Packaged, affordable, and delivered to your door. We are more than just a butchery. We are the Carling Meat Company.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Success Talks with Coach T. Mungate, a show designed to inspire and motivate you with real-life stories of those people that have made it in life, and also to equip and to empower you with the different tools that one needs to achieve success. And I am your host for this particular edition, Coach Tendai Mungate. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are in a different setup. As you can see, we are at the Gotcha. Chill out spot, and today on the show I'm with Mr. Magwaza. He's a managing accountant by profession, the CEO of Carling Meats. Mr. Magwaza, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Tendai. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming through, and it's good to have you here.
Yeah, we are very much honored to be here today and having this talk with you. Maybe to our viewers who don't know who you are, please just care to introduce yourself.
I think I always find it difficult to explain who I am because I think growing up I was an introvert. But anyway, I'll try to just put it in a nutshell. My name is Magwaza. Married. I have two beautiful girls. Then I am a management accountant by profession, but I'm also a marketer by design. And a salesperson by heart, and a farmer by passion. Okay. So I combine those things in the journey that I am in, and currently managing director for Carling Meat Company, who is the brainchild for this particular place that we are at, which is called Gotcha Panjanji, because there's a railway just behind us. So yeah, in short, that's who I am. That's what I do, and basically, I sell meat. I'm the meat guy. I'm the meat guy. I'll sell to you meat in its raw form in the shops. I'll sell to you meat in the barbecued state here, or we can come to your houses and do that. Okay. So I think, in short, that's who I am. Yeah.
That's what you are. Okay. Please do take us through how your journey started up until now, where you are now. You know, how did Carling Meat start?
It's amazing how God does His thing. Like most of the times, I sit back and try to figure out what really happened. How did we arrive where we are right now? But it's God. It's God. It has been God, and I pray that it always will be God. I'm pushed by that scripture that says, "That which you start in the spirit, never finish it in the flesh." So we started this thing by prayer.
All right.
Yeah. There was a need in the market. The need was, how do we get quality meat to the people? How? And also, if you go around, you see a lot of shops, butchery shops are everywhere. But there was no shop that was bringing convenience to your doorstep. So that's what we tried to do. That's where we came in. So how it started, we started farming chickens, and we're doing chickens. I remember we built a chicken house. The intention was to keep layers. But now, because the layers were expensive to maintain, we ended up just saying, okay, because I remember after we had done with the housing, we had $344. That was the money that was left, like for all the savings that we had done. So I asked myself, should we wait for us to have more money, or should we look for an avenue that will help us to get to get a revolving fund for the amount that we had gotten? So at that particular time, the layers were costing $1,000, and the broilers, the $1,000 for just 100 layers and the feed. But the broilers, it was $324 and the feed. So I did the math, and it was making sense for us just to, for the meantime, to start on the broilers. So we started on the broilers. Then the first batch, I sold the 100 birds. I suppose the mortality rate, I think that particular was under 1%, because I think it was actually 1%, because one died. So we sold the 99 birds at 5 weeks before we even slaughtered. By the time that we went to slaughter, the 100 birds were already sold. So I sat down, like, this is where God is saying, go there. So I went and I took the second batch, and I only took 100 again. Then after 3 cycles, I started to multiply that by 1.5. So if I took 100, the next batch should be 150. The next batch, and that cycle over, I think it was over 11 months, we were now doing 10,000. And now we have a capacity to do 20,000, but we haven't yet done 20,000. But the maximum we've done so far should be 12,000. So what we ended up doing is, when we were supplying people now with chickens, people were asking us, where can we find the same quality that you're giving us in chickens for beef, for pork, for sausages and stuff. And we just decided, if the market needs this, because there was a need in the market, then we met that. Then that was the birth of Carling Meat. But the vision was beyond supplying meat. Because I always say, I don't sell meat, but I sell an experience. So the experience that it wasn't limited to a meat shop. Then we started doing barbecues for corporates, barbecues for birthday parties, and 2 years later, we are here. We have a spot that people can come and chill and have their meat bride while they're waiting. So basically, that's the journey in short. Yeah.
Amazing, and it's a wonderful journey, and I'm
Scary.
sure of wonderful, scary, as you said, yeah. But I think there are some lessons to pick from there. The importance of getting started, and everything unfolds. Once we have started. This takes me to the next question, Carl. I'm sure this journey had some challenges.
Yep.
As you might have highlighted one or two in the previous question. Please do share with our viewers some of the challenges that you faced and how you managed to maneuver through those challenges.
I will speak of 2 of the major. Okay, let me put it 3 of the major challenges that I think we faced. Number 1 was lack of capital. Dude, whatever you want to do, if you don't have money. I've heard people say, hey, why don't you passion? Yes, passion is followed by provision. Even the Bible, where there's a vision, provision, comes followed. But, dude, if you don't have money, I think we many motivational speakers fool us on that part. Follow your dream. It is true,
Yeah.
but it should be coupled with a few dollars.
Yeah.
So but if you don't have money, I think there's need to change your vision so that what you have, you can start from there. There's my pastor preached on Christianomics at one time, Pastor Tom. He said, you use what you have to get what you want.
Wow.
You know, so for me that was the basis of everything. Just like what I was saying, that we wanted to do layers, but we ended up doing broilers. Broilers were not even in my proposals or my business plan, but we ended up doing that. And up to now, we don't even do layers. We've noticed that, okay, broilers have a quick return on investment. So that's what we need, and that's what we're doing. So that was one. Number two was our country was faced with a lot of ZESA power cuts. Not anyone's problem because of where we find ourselves as a country, but that and the mere fact that it takes a lot. It was we have edible and these are perishables. They go bad quickly. Was I remember one time we had to throw away 425 chickens and 1.5 beasts that had gone bad because of the name. Now we couldn't. We're trying to build a brand, so we just decided to say, you know what, let's just throw these away. Some people were saying, we could take it for, but we feared that people might take it for and probably cook it later on, you know. So we just decided to burn it, and it was a lot of money for us because we're entrepreneurs and we didn't have any backup to solve that. So that was number two. How did we mitigate that? We got, every shop now has its own generator, its own solar system. But those things did not come easy, you know, and you had to sacrifice whatever you had to get that. You had to sacrifice even time with family, which I think is one. I'm big on family, so the time that anything messes up with the family, it kind of. But that time we had to, you know. Then lastly, COVID-19. COVID-19 did the most. COVID-19 did the most because we were not ready. I remember we closed our DZ shop, but we were essential services. But we closed it. I was afraid to have the staffers dying. I was afraid because I wasn't ready. The PPE, I didn't even have money to buy the PPE. Then everything closed. So for me, I think we had a month and a half, 2 months, that we were paying the employees, but they were not going to work. Because we said, okay, it's not their fault, but also we can't have them come to work because we also are not ready. We don't even know what's happening. So COVID-19 did the most to us, but I think it was an awakening that we needed. It was an awakening that we needed because at that particular time, I remember, that's when we introduced delivery services. That's when we introduced door-to-door, drop-offs. That's when people started having accounts with us because they knew we would deliver. They knew it would come through. That's where trust was built with the clientele and with the customers, because we were, like what I was saying, we were selling an experience, and we're telling people that buy your meat, even if you call us today, we'll make sure that we deliver today. So our lead time was small, and which is a good thing. It was big with people. It was a good thing, and it was accepted, and that's when we grew. COVID-19 was bad, but for us as well, it was the time that we actually started selling times 4 the amounts that we were selling, times 5, times 6. Then after, I think, the close of 2020, we had started selling times 12 what we had been selling when COVID really started hitting. So I think it was just how we thought about changing the perspective. Okay, what can we do? I would say this confidently. People had scooters and stuff before us, but we pioneered the actual fluid process of you ordering and we deliver for meat. We knew it for fast foods and stuff, but for meat products, I would challenge. I would challenge people. Would say, hey, they did start, but we showed people that it can be done and it moves fluidly, and that's what we. I think for me, those were the challenges and how we try to mitigate that.
That's amazing. Wow. And I think what's good is you overcame the challenges, and you know, at times we face challenges and most people just give up and they say, you know what, this is not for me, or let's try something else.
Right.
But for you even in this time, you actually innovated, you know, and this takes me to my next question. You know, in business, I've seen that there's a tendency of wanting to do things the same way,
Right.
you know, and not disrupting, you know, the market. You know, what is the importance of innovation, you know, from your perspective as well, you know, and the things, looking at the things that you've introduced even in the meat industry?
What I've seen is people get bored by the same thing. I know you get married. I don't know when, but soon.
Yeah, soon.
So when you get married to your wife, if you continue to do the same things every day, it becomes monotonous. Same thing with, that's how people are created. So the moment that you don't change, people view you the same. People don't love you anymore. They'll love you 3 weeks. They'll love you 4 weeks. But there's a time that they'll tell you, you know what, we should change. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I think we should do things differently. So of all the things that anyone, especially entrepreneurs, can do for themselves, is to be innovative and change constantly. Just like the setup that you're seeing here, you will not see it if you come back here. The tent that you're seeing there, you will not see it there when you come here. This, of course, this beautiful umbrella, you might see it because it gives the perfect. But I've seen that every time that you do something differently, people accept it. Because I remember when we introduced packed gango, when we introduced bride's meat delivered to your doorstep. But who doesn't know bride can be done? But if you just do it differently. And we introduced this place so that people can come. The same was my primary goal is to sell meat. I'm not an events person, but I want to sell meat. So I'll sell meat in every way that I can. If it means I open something like this, I'll do it. Why? Because I still want to sell the meat. So for me, people might look at this place and say, oh, nice place. I'm not worried about the place. I'm worried about how many people will buy the meat. Because that's what I do. So what did I do? I've had an innovative way to sell the meat. How? By incorporating this particular place so that the meat that I'm selling in that shop sells more. So whatever you do, even like the introduction for bikes, delivery bikes, people are like, oh wow, you've grown that much. No, I hadn't grown. I sacrificed money so that we could have that. And when people see growth and innovation, they want to be with you.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. We are learning. We are learning, honestly, and I'm sure our viewers are learning as well. You know, there's actually a saying, you know, that says that if you keep doing the same things over and over again, you know, it defines you as an insane person. Yeah, so yeah, please, people, don't be insane. That's my advice, you know, from me and Cow. Don't be insane. Okay, our viewers, we're going to take a short break. Please do stay tuned. This is Success Talks with Coach Mungate. Please keep liking, sharing, and commenting on this particular broadcast.
Celebrate Africa. Give me Emperors. Celebrate Africa. Give me Emperors.
Celebrate Africa, the only purely African music competition, Season 2. Brought to you by Blessing Bletchimanga and Dreams TV from the 8th to the 19th of December 2021. So who can register? You have to be able to play an African instrument and sing in an African language. Do you play marimba, bira, goma, hosho, or acoustic guitar? Then what are you waiting for? Register now on the numbers appearing on the screen. Registrations open to everyone around Zimbabwe from the ages 16 to 30 years old from the 1st of November to the 20th of November. Celebrate Africa 2021. Africa, rise.
We are more than a butchery. We provide quality meat. We craft our services and workmanship to meet family needs. Packaged, affordable, and delivered to your door. We are more than just a butchery. We are the Carling Meat Company.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's Success Talks with Coach T Mungate. And for this particular episode, I am with Mr. Magwaza, the CEO of Carling Meats, and today we are at this amazing chill-out spot called
Gotcha.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. And we're having a conversation and just learning from the journey of Mr. Magwaza. Moving on, Mr. Magwaza. Personally, I have seen that principles are what make a man. You know, having had different conversations with different successful people and also studying successful people, I've realized that principles are what make them. What would be the 5 principles you would say have helped you, build this success that you have built so far?
Okay, so number 1, point of correction. Success is still far from us. But when we are joined with people like you, we tend to get to that particular place easier. So I appreciate you coming with Success Talks. It enlightens me as an individual and enlightens a lot of people as well. So my success is hinged on you. so yeah. As a matter of principle, number 1, what you give in is what you get. There's never a time that you expect to get potatoes when you plant oranges. So the moment you put in oranges, an orange seed, is the moment that you receive an orange fruit. So insanity that we were speaking about earlier on is when you put in peanuts in the ground, like that nut, and you expect to harvest oranges. So for me, that's one principle. What you give in, you get. Then there is, it infuses with, what's this guy? Law of motion that says an equal and opposite reaction comes. Isaac Newton. There's an equal and opposite reaction that comes whenever you do something. He gave the example for that catapult or that elastic band. So it's the same thing. The more effort you put in anything, it translates to what you receive back. Yeah? And even the Bible says, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You see, so those principles, for me, that's one guiding principle, that the principle that makes me who I am. Number two, honesty. I think honesty is one of the hardest things to do in this world, in this country, because of where we find ourselves. So, but once you are honest and credible, people give you things even before you pay. So, honesty for me, I think I'm big on that, because it is the thing that actually helps you to get the people understand you better and give you what you want, because you're honest and credible. Then number three, I would say consistency. Consistency in doing what you love to do. I don't mind Coach Tendai doing something else, but if you don't make the coaching the main thing about your life, and we are confused about who you are as an individual, people do not know what to support. That's why you don't see me selling cars. That's why you never see me selling potatoes. But I have people that sell those things. Even if my friends come and, hey, can you please post on your face? I always tell them, I don't want to dilute people's minds. People know me because I'm the meat guy. That's what I sell. I sell meat. So that's what I do. Simple and clear. So consistency in what you're doing. Even if the chips are down. Even if it's not even looking up. Just be consistent in what you do. Then number four, love what you do. I remember I was shopping for a truck. Then I went there. Then the guy's like, he's trying to tell me about the truck. Then I told him, dude, I just need something that's good, nice, and can carry meat, because I sell meat. Then I started going on and on and on about meat. Then he looked at me, he's like, dude, you don't know, you keep talking about meat. Tell me more. Then it dawned on me that, you know what, I actually love selling meat. Like, I don't even need to be told to talk about it, because that's what I do. So love what you do. Then lastly, and I think this is me every day. Know why you started. Know why you started. You know, just be remembered. Just remember why you started. You know, I started this thing because we wanted to help the homeless, because we've got a philanthropic arm that's called Living Angels. We wanted to finance Living Angels. That's why we started. I told you I'm a management accountant. My wife is an accountant too. We could live on our salaries, but our salaries were not going to finance the homeless, the people that don't have. So that's why we started. So if you see me going crazy and all that, it's not because of anything. Yes, I want the man at the end of the day, but the reason why we started was because we wanted to see the kingdom of God enhanced further. One. Number two, we wanted to finance, you know, to have what Isaiah 58:10 speaks of, true fasting, you know, where we give to the homeless, where we feed the widows and the orphans. That's why we started. So remember why you started all the time. Write it down somewhere, you know, put it on a board, you know, when you forget, or have someone that will remind you. Hey, dude, no, dude, you didn't start this for man. Yes, we need the man, but you didn't start this. That's not the reason. The reason was because A, B, C, D. Then you have that done. Yeah.
I won't add anything. I won't. Remember why you started.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you very much for those powerful principles, and I'm sure our viewers are being inspired by those principles. Moving on, you mentioned you're a family man, and being in business, you know, and family, you know, both require time.
Yeah.
You know, and how do you manage to strike a balance between the two? You know, there might be a business person out there who's watching this episode and maybe they are struggling with that. What would be your advice to such a person?
Because of what we do here, this is a family setup. So my children are here every Sunday. You understand? From morning till we go back home, they're here, which is, we literally spend the whole day here together. Then Saturday, we leave home at 10. In the morning, we have our cycling and all that in the morning on a Saturday. Then during the week, I go to work, come back. I make sure that I'm at home before they sleep. Because they don't know how to sleep without dad coming back. Unless I tell them I'm traveling, I'll come back tomorrow, I'll come back the day after tomorrow. So I've always said this. It's one thing to say I want to accommodate. Then it's another thing to be intentional about it. To be very intentional about it. Because most of the times we would paper chase, forgetting the important things. At the end of the day, we work for them. So if we work for them and don't spend time with them, it defeats the whole purpose. So I think it's all about intentionality. What do you want to do? Are you really gunning for what you're saying you want to do? If not, for those that will be going in the offices, the times that you can take your child to the office, you know, for me, one of them, I pick her up. I actually do the school run, like at 1, I pick her up, and I go back with her to the office. Then if probably I'm staying longer, then she's picked up by the driver from the office. But I pick her up by myself from the school. Now, so that gives time with the children, and my wife and I work together. So, you know, so I guess yeah, we also need that, and it brings sanity as well if the other half is there.
Amazing. Thank you very much for sharing that, and I'm sure maybe an entrepreneur has learned from that. Moving on, Mr. Cow, on this show we promote personal development and growth, and you know, we believe that the more success one requires to achieve, the more personal development they have to go through. I'm sure you're a reader. Yes. Please share with us some of the 3 books maybe you would recommend our viewers to read, who might be entrepreneurs or anyone in general. Yeah.
Who Moved My Cheese?
All right.
Then Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's a classic, timeless. Then the other one is Hustle Like West African.
Okay.
So I just got that one. It's nice. The first chapters that I've managed to read.
Okay.
But what the other books have done for me is given me perspective, and also given me a viewpoint that I didn't have, because most of these people, the Robert Kiyosakis, they have a different experience to what we have in the third world countries. So when people write and you read, you get a different ounce of mindset that you never had prior to that. So indeed, it is a great thing to read. The other book that I recently got, I haven't read it, the one by DJ Spoo.
Oh, okay.
I haven't gone through it, but I got it from a friend who knew that, you know, that's what we do. So yes, it's important to develop yourself, and it opens the mind. There's nothing that sharpens the mind more than reading. Yeah, so I constantly want to be doing that as well.
All right. Amazing. I think we are learning. And yeah, we're getting to the end of our show now. It's been amazing having you on the show, and thank you for inviting us here. And I would highly recommend our viewers to come here. If you're outside of Zimbabwe, please fly. Come here. you won't regret coming here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Mr. Magwaza, for coming through to the show.
Thank you so
maybe to people who would want to get in touch with you, how do they get in touch with you, and maybe how do they know about Culling Meats as well?
Okay, so we are at Gocha Panjanji in Hillside. It's behind OK Mart. Like what Coach said, my name is Magwaza. I represent Culling Meat, Culling Meat Company, which is the brainchild for what we are doing here. So we sell meat products in its raw form or in its barbecued state. So we've got shops all over, and the beauty about what we do is wherever you are, we can deliver. You can get us on Facebook. Our Facebook handle is Culling Meat Company, which is the same as our Twitter handle as well, which is Culling Meat. Instagram as well, it's Culling Meat. Then my personal page is Magwaza, and I always speak about meat. That's what I speak about.
Oh, you speak about meat? Okay, it's fine. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Magwaza, and it's been amazing having you on the show. We've been learning. Viewers, this marks the end of our show. Please do follow us, Success Talks with Coach T Mungate, on all social media platforms, and do subscribe to the channel Dreams TV so that you get more of these inspiring episodes. From me, Mr. Magwaza, Gocha, Culling Meats, the Dreams TV crew behind the scenes. It's a wrap, and let's meet in the next episode.
We are more than a butchery. We provide quality meat. We craft our services and workmanship to meet family needs. Packaged, affordable, and delivered to your door. We are more than just a butchery. We are the Culling Meat Company.